Hi folks, Mac Curfman here for M.A. Curfman Learning and Consulting. You know, the beginning of the year is a great time to start thinking about goals. You know, what are we going to do for the year? What is it that we want to accomplish for the year? What things do we want to set in front of us to look at, to think about, to do for the year? So I've been doing a great deal of that. This is January, so I've been doing a great deal of thinking about goals. What do I want to accomplish for the year? And you know, there's a lot of advice floating around the internet these days. One of the pieces of advice kind of concerns me a little bit, and that is to set small goals. Now, we shouldn't set big goals because the small goals we can accomplish. If we set too big of a goal in front of us, we might fail. Set small goals, and of course, when you accomplish the small goal, you can go to the next goal. You know, I think that piece of advice is complete bunk. I really do. I really hate that piece of advice because I don't think it serves us well. I really think setting big goals in front of us is what we should be doing. That's what I'm going to do for 2016. I'm going to set some really big goals in front of me. You know, there was an architect in the 19th century, Daniel Hudson Burnham. Don't know if you know him. Fascinating character. He was actually the designer of the world's first skyscrapers. I don't know if you've ever seen that triangular-shaped building in New York City, the Flatiron Building. He designed that. Union Square in Washington, D.C. He was the designer of the planner of the Chicago World's Fair in 1893, I believe it was. He was basically the father of Chicago, the modern city plan for Chicago. He was a big thinker of the day. His quote is really one of my favorite quotes of all time. His quote is, "Make no little plans. Little plans have no magic to stir men's blood, and probably themselves will not be realized. Make big plans," he said. "Aim high in hope and work." Aim high in hope and work. Not little teeny little goals that you can celebrate. Yeah, those celebrations are important, but not the teeny tiny little goals, the big goals. If we set our sights too small, I believe we are ourselves small. I want big goals. In fact, to describe, I don't know if you know Tom Peters. Tom Peters is one of my favorite business authors. In one of his books, he wrote about BHAG. I don't know if you're familiar with BHAG goals. Big, hairy, audacious goals. BHAG. Big, hairy, audacious goals. Something that's way far out there. Something that's big. Something that's monumental. Something that when you accomplish, now that's worth celebrating. Something that's big out in front of you. Now, of course, the advice about the small goals is because we need to be able to have small steps. That's okay. You want to set that big, hairy, audacious goal out in front of you, and then what we're going to do is we'll break that thing down. We'll break that big, hairy, audacious goal down into smaller steps. That's how we're going to be able to accomplish that. So I don't know about you, but I'm going to go for the BHAGs this year. Some big, hairy, audacious goals. How about you? What kinds of goals are you going to set for yourself today? For this week? For this month? For this year? Let's set some big goals. I'm going to check back in with you from time to time. I want to hear about your goals. You can email me at mac@macurfman.com. That's mac@macurfman.com. Look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, folks.